Welcome into episode 2 of the new season of The Session with Londa and David. My name is David Austin.
I'm Londa Sherwood Austin. Welcome back.
This is going to be a jam-packed episode, Londa. We're talking about real talk in this episode.
Okay.
I'm very excited about real talk.
Yes. Yeah. We're not going to be sugarcoating it.
Nobody's going to be pussyfooting around in this episode of The Session.
I don't think we ever do, really.
Right. Somebody was telling me yesterday that they love this show because you've got a lot of opinions.
You should
I think it's awesome that
have
you
a
have a lot of
conversation
opinions.
with me when the camera's not rolling. If you think I have I have a lot more that I don't share.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go a little easier on the big program, on the big podcast program.
My mom said to me one time, you know, Londa, you don't have to say everything that pops into your head. And I go, oh. Mom, I hate to tell you this, but I hold about 90% of it back.
Mom, I'm working on my art.
You're only getting a tiny portion. If I said everything I thought,
it'd be crazy.
Nobody wants to know what's going on up here.
Oh, well, here's the good news about little David Austin. What you hear, 100% of what's happening.
It is. You don't think before you speak.
That's exactly right.
Ever.
It's the same in my thoughts as it is coming out of my mouth, except it's about, I'd say, 3 seconds ahead of my mouth. So sometimes I can catch it before it's gone.
Boy, I don't think so. I don't think you've ever done that. I don't think so. And I grew up not only, hey, you don't have to say everything you think, but I also grew up like your feelings, not only are your opinions not super welcome, but your feelings for sure not welcome here.
So different than my upbringing.
And you grew up completely the opposite. And so you believe the world is a platform for the way that you feel and what you think.
Oh, absolutely I do. And I care about what other people think and feel as well. You know, I've always said that I'm not empathetic, right? Because I have a misconception of what empathy is. And in my brain, empathy is being able to feel like you're the other person. I can't do that. So the misconception is I have sympathy, but not empathy. But in reality, being able to imagine and caring, that's really empathy. And I care more about other people's feelings, I think, than almost anything else. I don't want to cause people to have hurt feelings ever.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know. You have a very 10 out of 10 need to express yourself.
Oh, sure. Yes.
No matter the cost.
I don't know that I agree with that because I don't.
Well, because it's the whole no filter thing. You're not stopping and measuring it before you say it.
Well, and good
and
news.
I've got cups and spoons. I'm measuring a good amount of what I say. So can you just imagine unfiltered?
But here's the thing.
People think
I don't typically have very caustic thoughts. I don't think ill. So I never,
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't ever, like, sometimes you're mean to yourself and you say things about your appearance to me that is shocking to me.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those thoughts.
I am my worst bully.
Yes.
I was my first bully. No. I wasn't my first bully because you learn that from typically a parent.
Right.
So, but I am my worst bully.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, on that happy note,
real talk.
Welcome to the session with Londa and David, where you can be lifted up. No, let's.
Can I say that I'm loving this home coffee that you provided us with today?
I brought it from home.
It's spectacular. Home coffee, it's on the house.
Yeah.
You might as well have it because you've already paid for it.
Speaking of paying for things, yikes, everything's expensive. And I I was at Costco yesterday. I was going to get some Nespresso pods.
Yes.
And I know those are the fancy ones. Those are the bougie, expensive ones. But greater than $1 per pod? Come on. At Costco?
Can I still get coffee for under $1 at Denny's and McDonald's?
Jeez. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, there you go. I remember when Denny's was like 33 cents and you could sit there all day. My buddy Les used to have a favorite Denny's in Seattle that he would sit at and bring his, I don't know, computer,
Folio,
something.
He didn't bring a computer.
I don't know what he had then. Now he has a laptop, but then he probably brought his Franklin Covey planner and a notebook,
paper and
he'd
pencil.
sit there with his briefcase and drink coffee and make deals and do that for hours at a time.
So I saw an interview with someone. I apologize. I don't know who she is. She's a New Yorker. She's an old lady. I think she's somewhere in the design world. I'm not really sure, and I apologize.
Short, dark hair, glasses.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The content of what she said is more important.
Okay.
So she was talking about how people these days, right? She was being very general, right? People these days, they go outside. They're not even outside. You go outside and you're still inside. Because you go and you sit at the coffee shop. The only place you go is the cafe anyway. Oh, she was talking about how amenities in apartment buildings in New York specifically, but in the world, amenities offered by apartment buildings are ruining society.
Okay.
Because you don't have to go anywhere anymore.
Well, that's true.
Your gym is in your apartment building. Your dog care facility is in your apartment building. Your cafe is in your apartment building. You know, so she was talking about, and even when you kids do go out, you don't really go out. You stay inside because you go to a cafe, you order a coffee, and you sit in front of a screen with your headphones. She called them earmuffs or whatever those things are called.
Sure.
On. And so you stay in your world. And she said the zest of life, the taste of life is the world.
I see.
Got to get out and walk around and go to the shop and go to the store and go to the cafe and go to the dog park and go to the gym.
And go play disc golf.
Get around people.
Sure.
Anyway, so that was...
You know, I don't disagree with that. Like our daughter Caitlin lives in a high-rise in Portland. And in the lobby, they have a big espresso maker.
Big coffee bar.
And you just bring your cup from your apartment, or not, because they have cups down there too, and have coffee. And say hi. And then you may go up to the workspace and sit in an opulent,
it's beautiful.
dare I say resplendent workspace on like the 11th floor overlooking
beautiful.
the city, and just free Wi-Fi it. Yeah. And do your work.
On your break, you could go to the gym.
You could go to the gym in the building.
If you need to take your dog down to the little piss pad, I don't know what they call it, but it's an indoor potty break spot for the dog.
It's crazy, right? She has no dogs. She does have support cats, Dolly and Carl.
Yes.
And they're still going strong. Even though Carl has some liver issue.
Well.
And he... will likely
the Carl just passed this last year.
So the thought is this Carl will also precede Dolly in death, but so far so good.
Yeah.
Couple $1,000 into his liver work and he's still good.
So get outside, get around some people. We went and had lunch today with our accountant. It was a meeting, but it was over lunch. And I was a little I questioned when you said we were having lunch. I was like, I thought this was supposed to be a meeting. And you said, yeah, it's a meeting.
Right.
Like, hello, you can be. And it was perfect. It was
Here's
great.
how you don't get charged for an office visit with your accountant. Buy him lunch.
That's funny.
It's true.
That's good. Yeah. But getting out and getting with people and I have a tendency to become way too homebody isolated, kind of thing too. And so it was good. It was good.
It was good.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to do some real talk in this episode.
That's what we've been doing this whole
time. And I want to talk about
I'm 10 minutes deep into real talk,
yes,
David.
I want to talk specifically about a transaction that I have had, am having, or probably have had. And the thing I want to talk about is being honest to all parties in the transaction, right? I have a case where, or had a case where a client was told the house they were buying was finished, complete, ready to go, and we can send the appraiser out to look at the repairs that have been made to this house.
Let me back up.
Yes.
So I'm assuming there were some repairs that needed to be done on the house in order to qualify for the loan.
Right.
And the appraiser's job was to do the final check off that, yes, these repairs happened.
So the appraiser came out, saw some problems.
I don't want to speak too inside.
Sure. Saw some problems, said these problems need to be fixed, and go. So got a call from the agents. Hey, house is ready. Great. Call the appraiser, actually called the appraisal management company and said, hey, house is ready. Can you do it Monday? And we'll close Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And the appraisal management company says, we'll do it. We'll place the order. Order's accepted. Monday comes around. The appraiser didn't go out. We get an email from the appraisal management company. Point of contact says appraiser can't get in today. We'll reschedule. That's weird. Okay. The next day, appraisal management company says appraiser can't get in. Point of contact said next week. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I call the buyer's agent, right, because I'm the lender on the transaction, and say, hey, do you know what's going on with that house? No, I don't. They say everything's good. That's fine. Third day in a row, point of contact says appraiser cannot come, unavailable. Now I lose my mind because something's not right. So I call the appraisal management company and say, hey, what's going on? Well, I see here in the notes that the point of contact, who happens to be the listing agent, has said, no, they can't come, and now they can't come until next week. What do you mean? So I call this agent personally. Hey, agent, is there any reason why the appraisal management company is telling me that the appraiser has been told he can't come look at the house? And then I said, is it because the house isn't done yet? Oh, no, nothing like that at all. I haven't gotten one call from the appraisal management company, not one. And I said, oh, well, that's interesting. Let me make some phone calls. I call the appraisal management company and fire the appraiser that's been assigned to this deal because now I've got confirmation that this person hasn't called the list agent once, right? The list agent tells me, I'm friends with the original appraiser. Maybe I can have him come out tonight and we can get this thing closed. So now we've got communication that this all can happen right away. Let's go. Let's pull out all the stops. We'll get the underwriter ready. The appraiser goes out the next day. House is not complete. Work's not done. I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than not being able to properly manage your client's expectations. And when not everyone involved in a transaction...
Because somebody's a dirty liar that's lying.
Well, dirty liars will lie to you. They're not clean and they'll lie to you.
You know what? I'll say it. I name names.
No, you won't. No. What I'm saying is, if our job is to facilitate a transaction and everyone's not playing by the same rule book, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you can't possibly manage your client's expectations if you're not given all the information. Mm-hmm. Had this agent, who I don't work with on a regular basis, at the time of this transaction.
They're out of town. We can say that.
That's right.
It's out of town.
Had this agent just said to me, hey, David, I don't mean to throw cold water on the transaction.
Any local realtor or lender that's listening to this is trying to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
They're out of town. They're not in this market.
Hey, David.
Save your brain time.
Yeah, the seller didn't have time to get the work done. We're going to need a few more days. Had that been the conversation on day one?
Sure. You can work with the truth.
I can totally work with the truth. Hey, guys, look, I know we're excited and we're all ready to go. We've got some extra time. And you know what I'll do? I'll extend your lock for you at no cost to you because this is clearly not your fault. But the seller's not ready for the final inspection, so we need to give them a few days.
Yeah.
Everybody would be happy.
Right.
It's a strip line. Brad Seabaugh taught me that 15 years ago. If you've made a mistake, own up to it, apologize. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah. Well, once you apologize, the balloon has been burst. It's deflated. There's no more problem.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. This was completely my fault and I should have done better.
Absolutely.
Nobody can do anything with that because then they're like, well, yeah.
So now we've got a client that doesn't trust the lender. We've got a client that doesn't trust the appraiser. And we've got a client that doesn't trust any realtor.
Yeah.
Because no one was shooting straight. When they told me the house is done, we're ready for the reinspect, I called the client. Hey, they tell me the house is done and they're ready for the reinspect. Because that's what you do. Yeah. You use the information you're given to help properly manage expectations. So the long and the short of it is, if you lie to my face, I'm kicking your butt. I'm coming to where you live. I'm driving to your office, and you and I are going to have a problem. No, I'm kidding. I'm not driving anywhere. But that is uncool. That's dirty pool, and I cannot imagine playing that game.
Right.
It's such a shock. Such a shock.
I know. You are so sweet. You're always so surprised when people lie to you or try to screw you over or do you dirty.
Who lies to clients on a transaction?
I know, honey. A lot of people do. A lot of people. This is why my philosophy of trust but verify. I didn't come up with that, obviously, but trust but verify. And I'll give you a little hint. I never trust. I never trust and always verify. And I follow up. I probably would have gotten in the car and driven to that town
hours away
in Washington and got my own eyes on the house.
Right.
That's the hard part about doing business in other markets. Because you're not right there. Because and
you got to trust the list agent.
The number of times, I'm sure you've done this too, that I have just gotten in the car and I drive to the house.
Right.
Or I drive to the agent's office. Or when everybody used to be in offices, now I don't know what you do because there's very few offices that are, the realtors are actually there.
Right.
But, you drive to the lender's office.
Sure.
You go knock on doors. Hi. What's going on?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here. Let's go you drive to the list agent's office and go, hi, I'm here. Let's go look at this house.
Right.
What's going on? Oh, you didn't expect to see me? Well, I'm here.
Right. The whole thing could have been easily avoided.
Yeah.
Had the list agent said, hey, I overcommitted on the timeline. I'm sorry. My client couldn't get it done Saturday.
Yep.
That's it.
Let's expand this a little bit, right? Because we're talking in a very specific circumstance in real estate.
Right.
But this applies everywhere.
It does.
If I don't know what's going on with somebody, I don't know the truth of what is happening. Let's just bring it into, like, say, a family situation where you got a family member that's maybe not talking to another family member.
Right.
But they don't know why they're not talking to them. They won't talk about it. Right? They won't tell you what's going on. You can't fix it.
Right.
And that's what you're saying.
Yes.
If I know what's going on, I can manage the expectations. I can maybe fix it. I can offer solutions. But as long as you don't really know what's going on,
right,
you're not being told what's happening,
right,
or you're not being told the truth of what's happening, there's nothing you can do.
Well, and I feel that way often when I travel. Think about being on a plane and you're sitting there and you were supposed to take off 12 minutes ago and nobody's saying a word.
Well,
I far prefer to get attention, ladies and gentlemen. We're sitting on the runway because there's a technical issue in the tower, something about TSA, and people called in sick, and so we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, whatever
I would much rather hear that than nothing.
Nothing.
And that's going on right now at the height of spring break travel, right now, because TSA isn't funded.
What do you say about a yes, a no, but a maybe?
A yes is awesome. A no's not fun, but a maybe keeps you up at night. Maybe sucks.
The maybe is the same as an I don't know.
Right.
When you're in that in-between space where you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And you know something's going on.
Sure.
But you don't know what. And you're like, I'm missing something here.
The worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
The worst. Just say it.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
Right.
Just say it. You know? Yep. I remember when you and I were just friends, I was at your house for like a little mixer thing one evening with some other realtors and lenders. I don't even remember who was there. I was drinking quite a bit. It's a little hazy, whatever. And
I remember who was there. Each person.
Okay, great. I remember you said something to me that was hurtful but honest.
Right.
And I remember thinking in that moment, like, this is a guy I can trust because he was willing to hurt my feelings to tell me the truth.
Right.
Okay, well, that goes a long way with me. And a lot of people don't tell me the truth because I do have a lot of opinions. And people think I'm scary. And I had a friend the other day who said, it's so funny because she's very, let me back up. She's very, a lot like you, but super, super introspective.
Sure.
Right? Super high empathy, highly sensitive person, super introspective. If you took all that and put it in you, like you two are very similar.
Okay.
And she said, it's just so funny because we were talking and I said, I'm sorry, I'm being a bitch. And she goes, no, it's fine. And she goes, what's funny? My two closest female friends, everybody says they're bitches. Everybody calls them that. And I find that interesting. But there's probably a lot of dynamics there to explore. But I think I often wonder, like, is that the case? Or do we just speak matter-of-factly? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
There's a difference between being decisive and certain with your tone and your words, which you certainly are, and being a negative person. And I would never call someone that name unless I was really mad and just shot it out there in the heat of passion, or did it as a joke like I often do to you.
Yes.
You know? But I would never purposely say that, even if I thought it, because there's a little bit of a stigma to that. But if you have a negative demeanor, I think that is unattractive, and you certainly don't have a negative demeanor.
And the other person, her other friend that gets called that, I don't want to say anybody's name, but you know who it is, and we're doing business with her right now.
Okay, I know exactly who it is.
Great. So that's the other one. Also, not a negative person.
Nope.
But very straightforward.
Yep.
And I find it interesting. Is it a gender thing? I think so. That if you're a woman who is straightforward, and I didn't mean for this to go this direction.
Well, if you're a guy and you speak that way, you're the D word. He's such a D.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe.
So I don't think, though.
Where is the place in the world for the straightforward speaking people?
Well, you can be straightforward and be kind. You are. You're not a B. You're not. You're just not.
I don't know.
You're just not.
I think though too, like there were many, many years that I was not very measured in the way that I delivered information. I didn't care about being kind. And,
Okay.
and I think that I had a lot of defense mechanisms too. And so, like, give me another chance.
I was mean to Kyle Hoover in 5th grade, and I learned my lesson. I did not like that. I did not like the way it felt to be mean to Kyle Hoover, and I did not like the response I got from Kyle Hoover.
God, David, do you want to know something really terrible? I think it feels so good to be mean.
Oh, I don't like it at all. It's not good. And I did it because it was easy and kind of fun, and if you pick on the kid, maybe people are going to laugh. That's not good. That's not a good feeling for anybody.
No. I don't want to be...
And don't get me wrong, there was nothing wrong with this kid. He just had glasses. That's it. And people picked on him. And I jumped on the bandwagon, and it was awful. And I felt sick to my stomach. Ugh, yuck.
David.
That was the last time I ever did anything like that. 5th grade. Once.
Is that why you tend to... I never really hear you drop the hammer very often at all in business. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me what you mean by drop the hammer, and I'll acknowledge it.
Well, you've heard me do it on the phone with people. I had an agent one time who my client was a veteran. The appraisal came in low. Their client didn't want to negotiate the new price. And she made a statement over the phone to me. She said, well, if I had known it was going to come to this, I would have advised my client to not take your client's offer. And I said, what?
Not take the type of loan is what she said. An offer with the type of loan.
Not take whatever she said, not take. And I said, not take whatever she said, not take this offer, not take this loan, whatever she said. And I said, I'm sorry. Did I just hear you say that you would deny a veteran the opportunity to purchase this home, blah, 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 blah. That was dropping the hammer.
I got you.
That's what I mean by, like, I very seldom hear you say, on the phone, like, you don't get confronted with your assistant. You do sometimes.
I rarely ever and that's true. The people on my team, sometimes I let my guard down and I'm a little emotional. I once threatened to beat up another loan officer. One time. And
that is a great story if you ever get to hear it.
And he and I are very happy to see one another now.
Yeah.
But and he knew he deserved it.
Yeah.
He knew he did. What he did was he told one of my realtor partners that he approved somebody that I couldn't approve.
Yeah. Well, save the story because I don't want to get in trouble. But
no. I'm not going to say any names or anything. And
I will.
And my realtor called me up and said, "Hey, so-and-so was able to approve somebody you weren't able to approve." And I said, "Well, that sure is funny. Who is it?" And he said a name I'd never heard. So I said,
"Oh, the client. You've never heard of the client?"
Correct. And I said, "So you're saying some lender is telling the story that I declined a client and he could get them done and I can't?"
And he said, never heard of the client.
Correct. And I called this lender and said, "Hey, I've got a crazy question for you." And he said, "Okay. Did you tell one of my agents that you approved somebody I couldn't approve?" This was his response. "I sure did." And I said, "What's the name of the client?" And he said, "So-and-so." And I said, "I've never heard that name before. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to drive over to your office and wait for you to go to lunch. And when you walk out the front door, I'm going to hit you in the face as hard as I can because you're spreading lies about me, and that is unacceptable."
That's a misdemeanor, by the way.
So here's what you're going to do. You're going to call my agent, and you're going to apologize for misspeaking. And if you don't, I'll see you at lunchtime. Goodbye.
I got to tell you, David, that does something something for me.
10 minutes later, I got a call from the realtor who said, "Oh, my God, what'd you say to that guy?" I told him I was going to hit him in the face as hard as I could if he didn't call and tell you he misspoke.
We're not advocating violence. People. We're not advocating violence at all. We're not.
That's the one time I've dropped the hammer in 21 years of lending.
Yeah,
one time.
Yeah.
And he felt horrible. He called me back after he talked to the agent to tell me he talked to the agent, and he apologized again. And what he said is, the reason I thought I could get them approved and you couldn't is because they were shopping with your builder and said I was the first lender who could get them approved. I just assumed they had talked to you.
Right.
And they hadn't talked to me.
Right.
And so there you go.
So do you have...
One time in 21 years.
Oh, well, I don't think that's true. But do you have a warning sign? I do. Do you have a warning sign that's like you're about to lose it?
No.
It just... Well, of course, we talked about how it could just comes flying out.
Well, that one came because I was accused of doing something I did not do. And that is my trigger, as you know.
Yes.
Unfair accusation. Let me tell you something. Don't accuse me of a crime unless you got the evidence, because I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Mary Eden Miner. I will just tell you this for anybody listening. If you ever hear me say the words, hey, I'm going to stop you right there.
Oh, that's scary. She does that.
Pack it in.
Oh, look, there's Joe Peterson on the golf course right there.
Stop it.
Right there. And his wife.
You guys.
The Petersons are on the golf course.
We've got to shut the blinds before we record. Okay, but that is it. Seriously, if you ever hear me say it, hey, I'm going to stop you right there. You better just pack it in, turn tail, and go, because I've got you. I've got you in the bear trap, and you don't even know it. You didn't even know you stepped in it, and you're sure as hell not getting out.
And you're going to have to gnaw that leg off if you want to get away.
Yep, I'm telling you now. Hey, I'm going to stop you right there. Oh, shit. Even my kids are like, oh, no.
I can't believe I told that story about threatening to punch a guy in the face.
That's okay. I think it was a fun story.
It is a fun story.
Okay,
and it's embarrassing, right? Because I don't typically do that. But yeah, the fuse snaps and then you lose your mind.
Well, and lucky for you, that didn't happen. You didn't get charged with assault,
right?
And you don't have a misdemeanor on your record. So good for you.
That lender immediately apologized and he thought he was in the right until I laid it out there for him and showed him how wrong he was. Yeah. And he apologized. And I saw him later that day and we hugged it out.
Oh,
that's the beauty.
Because he was scared.
I don't think he was scared. This is a guy who could have easily fought back.
Okay.
Easily.
All right.
But he didn't want to do the wrong thing. He didn't want to be a bad guy. He thought he had me dead to rights, is what he thought. And he just misthought. Mm-hmm. And since then, we've never had a crossword, and I love the guy.
You know what else I find funny? Here's a warning sign for all people, for women, typically, when they say, I just find it funny that, if they start with that, I just find it funny that, oh, you better run.
They're going to say something judgmental at that moment. The next words they say.
They've got you caught. They've got you caught in something that you don't even know you're caught in.
Oh, it's just like when somebody says, well, the truth is not what's about to come out of your mouth. You're setting me up for a lie. You're pre-selling the lie.
I don't know. Point being, be honest, be transparent.
There's zero benefit to lying to anyone in any transaction at any time.
There's all upside to being forthcoming, honest, and transparent in business, in personal, in everything.
And the worst that can happen is the person's upset, but
if you just stay in it, keep talking until it's resolved.
Right. There you go.
Let's be adults.
We're talking, what'd we say? Real talk.
Real talk. You said that.
I don't know. We have 10, 15 seconds left. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
I'm thrilled to see you. Episode 2 of the new season of The Session with Londa and David is done. For Londa, Joanne, Sherwood, Austin, the prettiest girl in the world, I'm David Austin, and we'll see you again next week.